You know the story of creation, right? We all know the highlights, day and night, land and sea. But what if the real story, the most dramatic part, isn't about creating the world itself, but about coding the very souls that would live in it? What if hidden, right there in a verse we've all heard, is a secret blueprint for the spiritual DNA of all humanity? So, on the surface, this verse is just beautiful. It's this incredible explosion of life in every possible shape and form. But the masters of the Zohar, this is the foundational text of Jewish mysticism, they looked at this and saw something completely different. They asked, wait a minute, what if these four categories aren't about animals at all? What if they're actually describing four totally distinct kinds of consciousness? Four spiritual archetypes for human souls? Okay, so let's really dig into this. This is a pretty deep journey we're about to go on, so here's our roadmap. We're going to peel back the layers of this single verse using the ancient four-level method of interpretation. You know it, pardes. We're going to go from the simple meaning all the way down to the deepest, most hidden secret. So we have to start with the pshat, right? The simple, literal meaning. A world just teeming with brand new life. But as you're about to see, this is so much more than just a biology lesson. See, the Zohar doesn't just read the Torah. It decodes it. It treats it like this incredibly complex, multi-layered system of information. And its big claim here is that this verse isn't describing four types of animals. It's laying out four distinct classifications of souls as they enter the world. It's basically proposing a taxonomy of consciousness itself. And now, we enter the drosh, the allegorical level. And this is where the Zohar gives us that record scratch moment. It's a radical reinterpretation that just completely reframes the verse and sets the stage for a mind-blowing mystical teaching about the very nature of reality. And there it is. This is the big one. This is where the Zohar makes a claim that is, well, it's incredibly profound and, let's be honest, to our modern ears, it can be really challenging. It says that nefesh chaya, the living soul, refers to the souls of Israel. And the other three categories, beast, creeping thing, and beast of the earth, they refer to the souls of the other nations. Now, it is crucial to understand what's being said here. The Zohar is speaking in the language of spiritual physics, not social hierarchy. It's describing two totally different kinds of spiritual wiring. Okay, so this is the crucial point. The Zohar is proposing two fundamentally different spiritual architectures. There's one kind of connection it calls pnimiyut, which means inner. Think of it as a direct, unmediated link to holiness, or kedusha. And then there's another it calls chitzoniyut, or outer, and this is a connection that has to pass through what it calls klipot, or spiritual husks. So the first big idea here is that these ancient mystics saw a hidden code in creation that defines not just what we are, but how we connect to the divine source. So what do these terms actually mean? Let's break it down. Think of kedusha, or holiness, as a state of perfect reception, a clear, high-fidelity signal coming straight from the divine. Tuma, on the other hand, it isn't about being dirty or something. The root of the word literally means sealed off. The signal is being blocked. And what's blocking it? These things called klipot, which acts like layers of spiritual insulation, basically muffling the divine light. Okay, let's go even deeper to the sod, the secret level, and really see how this whole system is built. And to really get our heads around the mechanics, we're going to use a modern tech analogy to unpack the cosmic system architecture the Zohar is describing. First, just imagine the divine infinite, the Ein Sof, as the ultimate mainframe computer. It's the source code of all reality. Now, this reality gets processed through a divine operating system, the 10 Sephirot. And right here's where the split happens. The Nefesh Chaya soul, it has root access. It's a direct fiber optic pipeline straight to the inner core processors. Meanwhile, the other soul types connect through a completely different network. Their signal gets routed through all these firewalls and proxies, those are the klipot, and what comes out the other side is a mediated lower bandwidth signal. Kabbalah uses this really beautiful metaphor of divine unions, or zivugim, to describe this. Think of it like this. The highest level souls are, they're born from the union of the most essential divine attributes. It's a primary core creative process. In contrast, the other souls are formed from the residual energy. It's like the spiritual exhaust or dross from the system's outer edges. They're a byproduct of the main event, not the event itself. Now, this whole idea of two different architectures isn't just some abstract concept. The Zohar says you can actually see it coded in the mystical language of color and number. This gives us a whole other layer to decipher. So, why white and red? Well, in this mystical system, white represents pure, unified potential. It's the raw idea. Red, on the other hand, represents structure, form, and all the complexity of the physical world. So the Nefesh Shaya is connected to that pure, undifferentiated white light. The external souls, they're rooted in the world of red, the world of separation, division, and physical form. And that brings us to the number 70. Mystically, this represents the 70 root nations of the world, each with its own spiritual channel. It is the number of multiplicity. It represents that fragmented red dominion spread all across the physical world. But in stark contrast, the inner channel is defined by numbers of unity. The number 13 evokes the attributes of mercy, a singular, coherent flow of divine energy. And the number 5 represents the complete, 5-leveled structure of the integrated soul. So while the external connection is defined by this fragmentation into 70 different channels, the internal connection is defined by numbers that scream integration and wholeness. Okay, I know, that was a lot of heavy cosmic machinery, so let's shift gears and look at this whole thing through a different lens, one that might feel a little more familiar. Let's reframe this on the level of a remez, a hint, by imagining creation as a divinely coded video game. So in this cosmic game, you've got two main character classes. Player type 1 is plugged right into the main energy core. They have full access to all the power-ups, and their special ability is Tikkun, the power to actually go in and repair bugs in the game's code. Their main quest is to reveal the source code. Now, player type 2, they're absolute masters of the physical world. They're incredibly powerful, but their power source is different. They run on secondary, limited-use battery packs. Their quest is to dominate the physical map. Two classes, two power sources, two completely different quests. So after all these cosmic models, after the technologies and the video games, we have to land this thing. We have to ask the most important question. What does any of this mean for us, right here, right now? Why does any of this matter? And here's the twist. This is where this ancient cosmic text becomes radically personal. Because the mystics who came after the Zohar, they made it crystal clear. This isn't ultimately about drawing lines between different people. It's about drawing a map of the forces that are at war inside every single one of us. And this is the key to the whole thing. We all contain this duality. Every single one of us has a godly soul, our own inner nefesh shaya, that part of us that just yearns for connection to the source. And we all have an animal soul, our inner beast of the field. Now, it's not evil, it's the engine of our physical body. It pulls us towards survival and physical pleasure and material desire. The cosmic drama is playing out right inside of you. So that battle between the inner connection and the outer connection, it plays out inside us every single day. And the goal is not to kill the beast, it's to train it, to transform it from a wild animal into a powerful steed, totally dedicated to carrying the rider, your higher purpose, wherever it needs to go. So this incredible journey from a single verse all the way to the architecture of the cosmos, it ends right here in the battlefield of our own hearts. The real secret isn't just how the world was made, but how we are remade, choice by choice, every single day. Thank you for joining us for this complete journey through the Pardes. We hope these ancient truths help you and your family improve your own dimensions this week. If you enjoyed this full chapter deep dive, please like, subscribe, and share which part of the journey touched your soul in the comments. We'll see you in the next chapter.